Monday? What are you up to? You have a good week? Got a lot of fun planned? That includes sitting with the yarn. Had a fun weekend. I got Happy Mail. I made some projects. I hung out with a good friend. Where do I start to tell you about it? Well, let's back to last Friday. I tried to play an audiobook on my Libby app on my phone. Plays it's connected to the library system and it plays audiobooks. And it said I needed to update my library card. So I went in and I re-entered all my library information, and then it said that my library card was expired. What? How did I even let that happen? I didn't know that was a thing. So I marched my happy little butt down to my local library and I found some treasures in their gardening section, because I couldn't just go to the librarian and take care of business and get out of there. Like, I had to poke around a little bit. In their gardening section, they have a seed library where you can take some, you can leave some. Here's a picture. It is on the shelf with just a whole bunch of seeds and boxes and envelopes. And look at that. I'm gonna grow some Cherokee purple tomatoes. I'm excited. It is a beefsteak variety. There's the envelope. Okay, well, I guess that's a little, I'm gonna try to grow some Cherokee purple tomatoes. We'll see. They also had a whole bunch, boxes sitting all over the place of these little mini pencils. You know, like the IKEA kind. I took 3. But I'm gonna use them. They're gonna go back out into the world. I promise, they'll go back out into the world. Now, you're probably tired of seeing it, but I've been doing some slow stitching. Here is the chicken journal that I made for myself. I did some beadwork. I decided to keep this one. I did mail out the other, and I mailed out the little tape measure that I made. Did I show you pictures of the tape measure? I don't know if I did or not. Here's pictures of the tape measure. Again, if, you know, and here's the back side of it. If I didn't, look, I made this. So, in the inside of this one's going to be a sketchbook, and I am going to play with watercolors. I'm going to play with painting with coffee. Yes, stop it. That's a thing. That is a expression of our artistic abilities. So there's this group of people that when you make your coffee in the morning, before you add your cream, of course, because that might get stinky, you reserve a little bit. Your coffee is never the same shade or the same color day after day, and you could go back to previous pictures if it was darker and add the darker. And I think in watercolor you always start with the lighter, and it's a whole new concept to me. But this is watercolor paper, is the booklet I put in there. And I was digging through our craft crap closet and I found some paintbrushes that hadn't been used. I sawed them off with my gardening shears and I made them short. So now I have a portable watercolor journal, and I thought, I have those other notebooks over there. I'm gonna put a pencil down in it so that you've got like a little pencil in with your notebook. And because these came from the library, I have to return them to the library. I have full intention of taking these back to the Oakley Public Library in the little journals and leaving them as just a random act of crafty kindness, right? So I'm gonna leave those for people to find. That's my intentions. It's gonna take me a while. It's called slow stitching. If I do it too fast, it's not true to name. All right, that's enough creativeness that doesn't include yarn. I've been messing with yarn. So my grandma's 90th birthday is coming up quick. And my niece needed a dress. So I went and found the perfect dress. It is purple, it is pink, it is shimmery, it hits all the specifications that a 5-year-old little Fancy Nancy decided that she wanted. Fancy Nancy. In my little free library, someone left a box book series, and it's a little girl. Her name is Fancy Nancy, and everything about her is ooh la la, over the top, cutesy butterfly, pink heart, stars, all the pretty little girl things. And we've been reading the books, and so my niece is totally into the pinks, the purples, the sparklies. I found some little sandals that are purple iridescent with little flowers all over the top of them that matches the dress. Ooh la la. It is an evening party, so there will be twinkle lights and dancing and dinner and all the fun things. And it is at a golf course, and it's from 5 p.m. to 10. So that's pretty late, but I don't know if it'll be chilly. So I went over to hang out with my friend Crystal over at Bag O' Day Crochet. Crystal's everybody's friend. All you have to do is go over to her channel. Thousands and hundreds of millions of tutorials. She shows you step by step in clear English how to stitch, what to stitch, and where to put those stitches so that you can make marvelous things. You already know who Crystal is, right? Everybody knows who Crystal is. Except for maybe like new baby crocheters, and I definitely tell them, go visit Crystal. So here is Crystal's cover up. She made this for her daughter Evelyn. It was paired with an adorable little dress. So it's meant to be cropped because the dress that Crystal has a tutorial for is nice and flowy and elegant and ruffle, and Evelyn looked amazing in her little dress. So this is the topper for my niece's dress. I changed it up just a tiny smidgen of a bit. I went up half a hook size. Crystal said to go up for larger sizes. She gave 2 sizes, and then I just went up a half more just for a little wiggle room. I also did a triple front post crochet on the corners just to give it a tiny little something. I did it in I love this yarn. I think it was called something toes, pinky toes, I don't know. Yes, it's glittery, it goes with the purple, it's beautiful, and it only took half a skein of yarn. I know it only took half a skein of yarn because with the yarn that I had left over, I made a second one. So this one's for my niece. It matches the dress, gonna look great. This one I made it slightly smaller. And then when I held it up to the dress, it didn't look like it was gonna fit quite right. But I have a farm girl friend with a granddaughter who is littler. She thinks she's 3. And what 3-year-old doesn't want some pink glitter and some lavender? So I didn't quite have enough to do the whole thing in pink. Trimmed it in purple because she doesn't have a purple dress to wear her pink top with. So again, I did the triple front post crochet, and I added super strength yarn. Like I tied this button on with yarn, and then I took some upholstery thread and I went back through the button on the upholstery thread because she's 3. I don't want that button to ever never come off. So there we go. Put a little froggy on there. I think those buttons came from Hobby Lobby. I think you got 3 little girly ones and 3 little, or I shouldn't say girly, maybe they're pink and teal, and the other ones are blue and green. So frog, there you go. And I have a Farm Girls meeting to take this to. So I thought, you know what? I've been digging through all of my bags of little items that I've made, and some have made it out to the library, and then some have just gotten tucked away in different bags, and I've been pulling them out thinking I can take some of these things to market when I go in November, and just put them out there and let them price them so that they go to homes. So this one's made out of the Dollar Tree, no longer going there, not climbing that tree no more, Dollar Tree chenille. And I made it because I wanted to try all the colors. I was wondering if the dye lots had changed the texture of the yarn, and it didn't. It was all just as soft, worked up just the same. The yardage was the same. So I got a little purple pony and a little short cardigan for my friend's granddaughter. And now, what else is on that list? No machine. I went down to the mailboxes. My mailboxes are way down at the corner. I went down to the mailbox. Man, how can I show you? Let me see if I could do this. Look at the stamps we're using. Good job, United States Postal Service. They're Lunar New Year and they're horses. You're the fire horse. They're incredible. I got Happy Mail. I don't know if I said that or not. I got Happy Mail from Jackie, all the way in Arizona. Tiny little blessings. Have you met Jackie? Go visit Jackie. Jackie, man, one of those just ultimately creative, always crafting, always got her hands into something fun, something pretty, something exciting. Jackie's amazing. Tiny Little Blessings. I'll put her in the description box below. Jackie does a lot of journaling, stamping, paper crafting. She crochets. She does it all. Diamond painting. She really truly does it all. And lately she's been working on a challenge that's been going around the paper crafting community, and she calls it Twinchy Tuesdays. And she said if anyone would like one, she would send you one. So I'm like, I don't really know what they are, but I do want to incorporate one, and they're cute little 2-inch Twinchies. They're 2-inch squares, and you decorate them however you want. And Jackie has all the paper crafting like tools and supplies, and just she's showing us on her channel these beautiful color combinations and just whimsical, beautiful paper crafts. How many times can I say that? So I started looking into it a little bit more because Amy might need a new hobby. So onesies? No, not onesies. 1-inch by 1-inch squares, little tiles are decorated, and they're called, oh, dang it. I looked it up. Okay, so there's these little, there's like standards, not rules, just like guidelines that people trade these little 1-inch squares, and they're called onesies. I don't know. Dang it. And then Jackie's been doing the 2-inch Twinsy. My goodness, Amy, really? Should we pause and Google it? No, you Google it. You Google it and correct me in the description, in the comment box below. Help me. Okay, moving right along. And then they take decks of playing cards, which are like those hard cardboardy cards, stiff paper, and they call it ATCs. But I asked Jackie what in her last video what ATC stand. I don't know. The whole new world. Dive in with me. Anyway, Jackie's been making craft with her papers, and she asked if anybody wanted one to send her an email. I sent her an email. Totally sent her an email, and she sent me Happy Mail to use. And I've also been doing, I did the 30 days of gratitude. Where is that? I'll show you that another day. I took a notebook, and then I did like scrapbooking in it and everything, and it was for the Brentwood Farm Girls. One of the challenges was to keep a journal for 30 days. I Googled a quick list of just questions and like life things to just jot down a quick answer. You don't have to deep dive unless you want to, but just a brief something that you could do every day for 30 days. And I did it, and I did it for the month of March, for the month, my birthday month. And I know it sounds cheesy. It was extremely enjoyable to reflect on your birthday month, how good life is, what tiny little blessings there are in your life every day. It was incredible. So there's other little Brentwood Farm Girl challenges, and one of them has to do with the weather, where you journal the weather for 30 days. You do some research in it too, but then you also relate it back to something in your life. And I want to do the chickens. I want to journal the chickens for 30 days, keeping track of the weather and how it affects their eggs, their egg production. I don't know. I get eggs. It's not a significant bit of information at all, other than being observant of tiny little blessings that come up in your life every day, and to be grateful and to spend a few minutes doing something that is not on a screen, that's not demanding anything of you, that is just leisure enjoyable. So I think a lot of these little paper crafts that Jackie sent me would be absolutely perfect for adding to my chicken journal. She sent me this cutout, and it's a little village, a little house. I can attach it to the inside of the book and then be able to open it and have totally different sections to write in. She has a die cuts where she cuts out different layers of colored paper and then stacks them on top of each other to make these 3D dimensional paper embellishments. There's a couple other ladies that I've been watching too that do the paper crafts, because the algorithm's all over the place at this point, right? And they layer the little die cuts in paper. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. And she sent some fun die cuts and stickers. She sent a whole envelope full of just joy and happiness. And oh, my Nola has a backpack like this when she commutes to San Francisco. I don't know, should I share it? Or should I use it and write about Nola and how proud I am of her and her backpack? As if Jackie was in my mind. For my Brentwood Farm Girl meeting, I'm taking lemon pound cake. Homemade by me. I bought a bread machine and I've been throwing bread recipes in it like crazy. So, man, I could put that on the page that I'm talking about my Brentwood Farm Girl. We'll see. And then there's the tiny little card wrapped up in the treasure trove. Every little bit of Jackie's mail is like precious, adorable, fun. The true happy mail aspect. There is a wonderfully beautiful written letter promising that Jackie's gonna hang out with me soon. Jackie is one of the California Fiber Meetup girls. We've done it once. We used to talk a lot on Facebook. It's kind of got some cobwebs on it. We need to dust those off. The weather's better again. We met in San Luis Obispo for a weekend of fiber fun, California meetup. Had a bunch of people show. I got a whole video on that. But we need to meet again soon and hang out. And there is my Twinchie. I think I'm saying it right. Man, I hope I'm saying it right. Papercraft community. This is a disclosure. I know not what I do. Gorgeous butterfly. Can you see the shinies on there? The little rhinestones? Oh, they're so sparkly. Keep dreaming. Okay. I can do that. And like the edges of it look like it's aged, like it got like not burned sounds negative, singed. She took extra time and detail to make sure that the edges weren't like all blunt, and that is like a hard cardboardy. So I'm thinking if I take a piece of fabric and border like around it just a tiny bit, I can make that the centerpiece in a little journal. I got happy mail all the way from Arizona. Man, I am one lucky girl. So that's what I've been sitting here poking about on this Monday, hanging out, thinking about tomatoes and journaling and fun little girls giggling, having cake and ice cream. Life is good. It is. It's good. There's tiny little blessings in every day, right? Thank you so much for spending time with me. And I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.